Hey everybody, it's Cellular Chloe from Wireless Zone, and I have in front of me the Casio Commando, which is the C771. It's the first Android of its kind in that it is military spec'd, so that it can be dropped or it can be in humidity, dust, shock, water, etc. So this follows in another line of the G'zOne products from Casio. There were a number before this: the Brigade, the Ravine, the Rock, the Boulder. So this is the first candy bar style. The others were clamshell, and one was actually a clamshell that opened sideways, side open, so that it had a keyboard. So this particular one is Android. Like I said, it's running Android 2.2. I apologize for the cord in here. I had it charging, but then there's just way too many things to keep charge on my desk here. So let's just kind of go over some of the specs. It's got a 3.6-inch touchscreen. It is capacitive, so you do need the heat of a fingertip as opposed to a fingernail or a stylus. It's got a 5-megapixel camera, and I still have the stickers on here. I guess I have to get underneath this door. I put the door on over the top of the stickers that were on the camera, so I don't want to pull that off just yet. You have a dedicated camera key, since I've already pointed out the camera. There's also the LED flash. So you have a dedicated camera key, which is nice. So over here you've got a 3.5mm jack, which is underneath an O-ring sealed door, so you don't get any water in there. It seals off nicely. Also, your micro USB charging port is also sealed off with an O-ring. And over here on the side they have more charging contacts, so if you were to buy the cradle that's sold separately, you can charge it with that. It used to be that that was the only way to charge the G'zOne products from Casio. So now you have either or. You have, I'm sorry, was I saying the dedicated camera key was over here? I was saying it was over here. That's the on-off button. Sorry about that. Here's your dedicated camera key, your notification light. So over here you have an area to put a strap, your on-off and lock button, so lock, on-off. Then over here you have a key dedicated for the GZ gear, which is stuff like your virtual track, your tide chart, etc. We'll go over all of those. There's, I think, 8 of them. Your volume up-down button. So back here, of course, your camera, which we already talked about. 5-megapixel and LED flash. You've got a lock and unlock button for the back, but it is sealed in nicely, so it's not as hard to get on and off as some of the other doors on some of these other devices. Now, one of the things that I'd probably turn off right away is the haptic feedback, because every time you touch anything on this thing, it's buzzing. On the front here, to unlock, you slide to the right to the unlock, or if you want to just turn volume on or off for the ringtones, you can just slide over, turn it to vibrate, you know, so while it's sitting on a desk or whatever. So we can go ahead and unlock it. It does have 3G hotspots, so if you wanted to use it in conjunction with a tablet, you've got the 3G hotspot going on up there. It comes preloaded with Skype, and again, through the marketplace you can get Google Maps. So a little bit about memory. It comes with an 8GB micro SD card preloaded, but it will accept up to a 32GB card. That you have to go underneath the battery compartment for. It weighs 5.45 ounces, and to tell you the truth, it's really not a bad weight. The battery on it is 1460 milliamps, so it'll give you 7.5 hours, which is pretty decent on an Android device. 270 hours of standby time. It is running Flash 10.1, so websites will appear as they're intended in Flash, or however they were built. It's got 5 home screens currently. Obviously you can populate them just like you would any other Android device. As it is right now, it's got your compass in the background, an Earth compass, which is a little different than a regular compass, and we'll get into that later. Your time up on top here. You've got Bing, voicemail, browser, and VCast apps, which might not be the ideal things for you to have on your home screen. Don't get excited about the Bing, or unexcited I should say. A lot of people get aggravated with the Bing. Some people like it, some people don't, but if you don't like it, you can actually add Google Search and Google Maps, so that's not an issue. Over here you have your app launcher, and we'll go over some of them. Of course, in front on any Android device, you have menu, home, back, and search. Your dialers right here. And this is a different kind of application launcher, which will launch Bing, calendars, your voice commands, your email messages, and contacts. It's all read out up here as well. I'm not entirely sure why it works the way it works. At any rate, when you press the Bing button here, it highlights these, and then you can select one to drag into the trash, although I'm not really sure why you'd want to. These are a pretty good selection of apps to choose from. So that first one that I clicked on was email, so you can go ahead and add in any of these different email accounts. You've got messaging, brings you to a message screen. So those are pretty self-explanatory. So if we go over this way, we've got a Bing search up on top. We've got gallery, music, email. This is a new thing, data usage window, so it will tell you exactly how much usage you've got for the month, so you know not to go over your cap. Bing Maps, again, you could add Google Maps. Readout, which is for audible readout. Messaging, and VZ Navigator. And then over here, because it's not set up on Wi-Fi or anything just yet, it's not able to obtain the climate information, but once we put that in, we can set it up for several different areas. And then, of course, Social Beat. And don't forget, because this is Android, you can just press and hold and add widgets, shortcuts, folders, wallpapers to your screens. So that's just a quick look at the C771 Casio Commando, and true to form, I'm going to throw some ringtones at the end of this, just because a lot of times people don't care to hear them. So now that we've finished that part of it, if you want to go on to watch another video and not have to listen to the ringtones, so be it. So I'm going to go to Settings, and I'm going to go to Sound, and Phone Ringtone, and let's see what Casio has to offer. I see already some of these are very similar. So silent, I won't bother playing silent. Love that growl. Okay, now let's listen to the notification ringtone. Does seem to be pretty loud as it is. That's pretty cool. Who the heck using this phone is going to use something called Serenity? Really? Again, Tinkerbell on this phone? Come on. Alright, whatever. So you've got a couple of different things here for volume for ringtone, media, and alarms, which is kind of cool. And haptic feedback. So, you know, these are all sound settings. These are pretty standard on most of the phones. So anyway, just wanted to let you hear those, and they're all pretty loud. So we'll go over some more of the settings and features on the Android 2.2 Casio Commando.